I hope that you're well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 1 English lesson on on articles. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 1, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of articles. All right, so our chapter is articles. The subject is English Language Arts, grade 1. And the lessons that we are focusing on is to use the correct article, which is either a or an. All right. So, articles, right? So, articles, it's not like a newspaper article or article that you're reading. No, it's it's not one of those, right? So, articles, right, are I won't even say if it's I'm not even say I can't even say it's a word or it's a letter, right? But it's like it's either a word or a letter that is used let's say either before a vowel or it's being used before a consonant, right? And the words or letters that is being used before a vowel or consonant we call it's a and. So a and we call them articles. So a and they are called articles, right? And we see that a and, right, it is used before a word that either starts with a consonant or that starts with a noun, with a vowel, right? All right, so a word that is used or a letter that is used before a consonant, right, is a. I'm gonna put a here. So a, right? So a is used before a word that starts with a consonant sound. And a consonant sound, right? If you look at the alphabet, right, then we have 26 letters in the alphabet, right? So we have 26 letters in the alphabet. Let me just move this. All right, so there's 26 letters in the alphabet. If we look at the alphabet, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so that is the alphabet, right? So when we use articles, right? When we use articles, a as well as an, right? Then we're going to have to use it before a word that either starts with a vowel or a word that starts with a consonant sound, right? So we said we use a, right? Which is a. We use a before a word that starts with a consonant sound, right? And a consonant sound, right? And a consonant, right, in the alphabet is letters such as B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, and so on. Okay, we'll get to it now. So in your alphabet, right, we have vowels. Have you heard of vowels? Who has heard of vowels? Who has heard of vowel sounds? Who knows what are vowel sounds? So who has heard of vowel sounds? All right, so vowel sounds, right, in an alphabet are letters such as it's A, I'm going to circle the vowels. A, right? It's E, it's I, O, and U, right? Those are all vowel sounds, right? So vowels are, if you look at the alphabet, right? We have 26 letters in the alphabet. 5 of those letters from the alphabet, right, are vowel sounds. And vowels are the letters such as A, E, I, O, and U, right? That is the letters that is within the alphabet. A, E, I, O, U. Those are vowel sounds. It's A, E, I, right? And then all the other letters within the alphabet, all the other letters in the alphabet, the rest of the letters in the alphabet, which is B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Those are called consonant sounds. Right? So it's called consonant sounds. And consonant sounds, right? It means that also not just a consonant sound, or we're not just going to use the alphabet, but we're going to use words that starts with a consonant sound. So for example, right, it says met as a boat. So met as a boat, right? So boat. Look at the word boat. Boat starts with a B, right? And B is a consonant sound. So that is a consonant sound. It's a word that is starting with a B, and B is a consonant sound. So we use the letter A in front of, we use the article A in front of that word that starts with a B, which is called a consonant sound. Another example is I ate a fresh orange. I ate a fresh orange. Right? There we have our article A in front of our word fresh that starts with an F, and F is a consonant sound. Then we have vowels, right? And we use N. We use N. So we use N. Oh gosh. In front of a word that starts with a vowel. So we start with we use the word "and" in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound. And we said vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, right? And if we look at an example, right? It says an ant, an ant. So n, there we have an ant. Ant starts with an A, starts with an A, and that is a vowel sound. And walked up the tree. Or if we look at another example, we can say that was an easy test, right? So an is our article, and that goes in front of the word easy because easy starts with an, a vowel, which is E. So we use a, the article a, before a word that starts with a consonant sound, and we use the article "n" before a word that starts with a vowel. And we said words that start with the vowels. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and the rest of the alphabet, right? It's called consonants, right? It's called consonants. If we look at an example, right? Like an example activity, it says, duck swims by a boat. We need to either use the word, we either need to use a, or we need to say an, right, in front of the words. So we're either going to say a or an in front of the words. Do we say a duck swims by the boat, or do we say an duck swims by the boat? Look at the word that comes after that space. All right, so we can then say, since our this word, right, starts with a D and it's a consonant, we can say a duck swims by the boat, right? And it comes before a word that starts with D, and D is a consonant sound. A duck swims by the boat. If we look at another one, it says at picnic, people eat outside. The word P is a consonant, so we can say at a picnic, people eat outside. At a picnic, people eat outside, right? And the word that comes after that article a, right, it starts with a P, which is a consonant sound. All right, if we look at the next example, right, it says, Tommy put some cookies on. Do you say on a dish or an dish? Look at the word dish. Dish starts with a D, which means that it is a consonant sound. So we're going to say, Tommy put some cookies on a dish. So which means that everything is a, right? All right. So once again, right, a and n, right, it is words that we call articles, right? We call them articles. So we said we have a, which is an article, and n, which is an article, right? A we use before a word that starts with a consonant sound, and the words that are underlined right on top of the alphabet, right? Those are all consonant sounds. And then we use N before a word that starts with a vowel sound. And we said vowels within the alphabet is letters like A, E, I, O, U, right? So we use vowels, right? A vowel sound before N. And like we said, A as well as N, we call them articles, right? If we use, for example, the letter N, let's say the word N, in front of a vowel, a word that starts with A, E, I, O, U, right? Then it can be words like apple, egg, igloo or iguana, orange, or umbrella, for example, right? So that is words that you can use, right? All right, so now let's go to aplusstudents.ca, and there we're going to continue with our lessons. So we said our chapter is articles, and the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of articles is to use the correct article a or an. So we're going to use the correct articles a and an. All right, so we're going to use the correct article, right? Let's go on to it. And we said A and N are articles, right? So A and N are articles. And we use A before a word that starts with a consonant sound. And remember, I went over letters that starts with a consonant sound, or letters that we call consonants from the alphabet. And we use N before a word that starts with a vowel sound. And we said vowels are words like A, E, I, O, U. All right? And we made examples of A as well as N. All right. If we look at the activity over here, it says put penny in the box, right? Look at the word penny. Look at the word penny. Penny starts with a P. If penny starts with a P, right, is that a consonant or is that a vowel sound? Penny. So, for example, we can say we need to either use a, we either need to use a or we need to use an within that space, right, in order to complete the article. Do we say put a penny in the box or do we say put an penny in the box? What is the correct word? So we need to either use a or an in front of that word penny. So we're going to say put a penny in the box or we're going to say put an penny in the box. A penny in the box or an penny in the box. What is going to be the correct one? All right, so if we look at that sentence, we can say you need to put a penny in the box because a is a is a word or letter that starts with that is in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound. So P is a consonant sound. Yes, so A is correct. So we say put a penny in the box. Put a penny in the box. All right, if we look at the next sentence, right, it says, I saw. Do we say I saw a airplane or do we say I saw an airplane in the sky? Do we say I saw a airplane in the sky or I saw an airplane in the sky? So I saw, do we say I saw a airplane in the sky or I saw an airplane in the sky? Which one is the correct one? A airplane or an airplane in the sky? So are we either gonna use I saw a airplane in the sky, or are we gonna say I saw an airplane in the sky? All right, so we can then say I saw an airplane in the sky, and we said an specifically because an is before a word that starts with a vowel. And aeroplane starts with an A, and that is a vowel sound. So I saw an airplane, and airplane starts with an A, right? And A is a vowel sound. So we say I saw an airplane in the sky because the word an is used in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound. Duck swam by the boat. Do we say a duck or do we say an duck swam by the boat? A duck swam by the boat or an duck swam by the boat? What is the correct article? A or an? A duck. Look at the word D. D starts with a consonant sound, right? And if D starts with a consonant sound, right, then it means that our article is going to be A, right? So we say a duck swims by the boat. So we say a duck swims by the boat. A duck. And A starts, it's before a word that starts with a D, right? And D is a consonant sound. All right. All right, so now we're going to the test. So we're going to the test and we're going to complete the sentences with the right articles, either a or an. So we need to either use a or we're going to use an, right? Remember, look at the word in front of that space. This is going to tell us if it is a consonant, if it's a consonant sound, or if it's a vowel sound, right? Remember, if we A, E, I, O, U are vowel sounds. So we use the word N in front of that word. It says, I have. Do we say, I have a uncle who lives near you? Or I have an uncle that lives near you? All right. And then we have another one that says, I have. Okay. Let's first go to the one that says, I have. Do we say, I have a uncle who lives near you, or I have an uncle who lives near you? Remember, we said that we use the word a in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound. And a consonant sound is every other letter in the alphabet that does not start with a, e, I, o, u. So uncle, look at the word uncle. Uncle starts with a U, and U is a vowel sound. A, E, I, O, U. All right, so it says I have. We are still on A, right? If we say I have an uncle, right? So here we're gonna say I have an uncle because you use an, the article an, in front of a word that starts with A, E, I, O, U. And we call that vowel sounds. So we say I have an uncle who lives near you, right? So an is the correct word. An uncle, right? An. So do I say I put a orange in my lunch bags, or I put an orange in my lunch bag? A orange or an orange in my lunch bags? An orange is a word that starts with a vowel sound. So we will then say, I put an orange in my lunch bag. An goes in front of a word that either starts with A, E, I, O, or U. And O is for orange. And N is correct. Yes, well done. N is correct. Well done. N is correct. So farm. Farm starts with a consonant sound. If for farm, right? So are we going to use living on a farm can be hard work or living on an farm? Which one is the correct one? An farm or a farm? Do we say living on a farm or living on an farm? So we're going to say living on a farm or living on an farm can be hard. Which one is going to be the correct one? Living on a farm or living on an farm can be hard. Which one is the correct one? All right, so we can say living on a farm can be very hard, right? It can be very hard because a is it's a word that starts in front of a consonant. So we can say living on a farm can be very hard. And A is correct. All right. Will Paul have, do we say will Paul have a party for his birthday or will Paul have an party for his birthday? Which one is the correct article? A party for his birthday or an party for his birthday? So will Paul have, do we say a party or do we say will Paul have an party for his birthday? So will Paul have, yes, so we will say will Paul have a party for his birthday. And well done. A is correct. So will Paul have a party for his birthday? And that is correct. Now, apple, right? Remember we said we use an in front of words that starts with an, right? Mary eats. Do we say Mary eats an apple or Mary eats a apple? Which one is the correct one? A apple or an apple? All right, so we can say Mary eats an apple, right? And that is correct because an is a word that we use in front of a vowel sound. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So we're going to say, Mary eats an apple. So we can say Mary eats an apple. All right, so N is correct. Well done. N is correct. The bird made, do we say the bird made a nest or the bird made an nest? A nest or an nest? This is another bird. So we're going to say the birds made an nest or the birds made a nest. Which one is the correct one? A nest or an nest? All right, so we can say the birds made a, yes, so a nest. Well done. So A is correct. Yes, so well done. Right? So that is now the end of our lesson on articles, right? And we said articles are either a or an, right? And it is used before either a consonant or it is used before a vowel. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and consonants are the rest of the letters in the alphabet, right? That is A to Z. All right, so we say that we use a and n, right, in front of a word that either starts with a vowel or a consonant, right? And we are going to go deeper into articles later on our next lesson, right? For now, I just hope that we were able to plot as to where what goes, right, and what is an article. All right, so that is the end of our lesson. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson, grade 1 on article. I really hope you're going to have a good evening further. Goodbye.